All right. Sorry, guys. I messed up. Sorry about that. Can you see me okay? Sorry. I messed up. All right. If anybody's still here, it's been on for a couple minutes and I've been trying to troubleshoot. So I'm going to switch around and hopefully everyone will come back or come back later. In the meantime, I wonder if I can. Can I share from here? Oh, I sure can. I'm going to share to Twitter. Hey, Cosmetti, how are you? Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. I'm going to share one more time to, um, well, to Facebook, I believe. And I'm going to, all right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. So everybody's here. All right. Cosmeti's here, I think. All right. And, all right. So I'm working on a Wild West interpretation of the darkness. So we'll be jumping into that right now. Um, I probably should. Let me try something here as well. In the background, I'm watching a movie. And all right, I don't think I can do anymore. All right, I'm going to stop now. All right, guys, I'm going to put you back up on my rig here. And we're going to begin inking. So I apologize for the delay. I'm just having trouble with my internet here at home. And it causes me quite a bit of trouble. So I'm going to look over from time to time passively to see if you guys are commenting, and we'll go from there. So there's a couple of things I'm going to leave out. I'm not going to do all together tonight because I got to do the seat, and I'm just kind of faking the funk on these armrests and stuff, but and everything else, frankly. But I wanted to take another look at some stuff. Chris Evans, what's going on, man? All right, so can you guys hear the movie in the background playing? I hope not. If you do, I might have to lower it. Benjamin, what's going on, man? Oh yeah, oh yeah. This movie's loud. Hey Humphrey, how you doing, man? I gotta come up with a better way to do this when I'm working in my dining room. I'm working in the dining room because I needed to make some adjustments to my workspace in my office. And right now, that space is not conducive to work. You're doing good, good. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. So I kind of have to keep doing stuff like this to using my phone here in my dining room. My wife hates it. I know she does, and I appreciate her grace towards me so much because she doesn't have to do it, but she loves me. So there you go. All right. All right. So this character, this is a Estacada. This is also known as the Darkness, as a Wild West figure. I recently I did you guys saw me do the Ghost Rider and West Spawn, Wild West Spawn. So this is kind of a continuing the theme. Thanks for coming, guys. I really appreciate all you guys, and sorry I was out. I guess it seemed like I was out too long, but I was just taking. I always try to take a break, and Mondays I think I'm gonna start taking more breaks on Mondays, just to try to catch up to some artwork and commissions and stuff. Benjamin says, Ellie, whenever you get time, you should do a Western story. You draw a badass cowboy character. Well, thanks, man. I actually, I don't know if I like doing Westerns so much. They're tricky. There's a lot more to mess up on Westerns. Maybe not. Maybe not. Do people really care about Westerns anymore? I just, as I was preparing this or working on this earlier, I was listening to Matthew Gervais. What's going on, man? I was listening, or watching, listening, partly watching Tombstone. to kind of prepare my brain for this. And I love westerns, but I don't know if westerns are a marketable product anymore. I guess it depends. And even as I was watching, I was thinking, oh man, a good western would be good. Sierra Whiskey, what's going on, man? The Piketty Witch, the Piketty Witch. Love this movie too. Very Christmassy movie, despite its horror elements. I watched Tombstone last weekend. Oh snap! Pablo Romero art. What's up? How you doing? Sierra calls me the guru. That's funny. Okay, this is actually going to be a black and red, but it's a little more higher end black and red. Donald, what's going on, man? What did you miss? You missed me being a boomer, man. Well, it wasn't really my fault. I was having trouble with my Wi-Fi for a split second, and things got kind of weird. And I'm back. I'm back. I had to switch. It's so weird how my phone, from time to time, it doesn't pick up the Wi-Fi properly in here. And I don't understand why. That's because Elliot is wise. Western Michael. Oh, Mike, what's up, dog? That guy reminds me of Caleb from the game Blood. I don't know what that game is, but that sounds yummy. Then like a good old-fashioned bowl of blood. So you digging it, Mike? Us old men still love westerns. That's very true. That's very true. Says Benjamin Hopwood. Chris says I'm one. Man, that's very nice of you, man. It's been too long. Has it been too long, man? It's just a weekend, man. Chris says I think there's still a market for westerns, especially since they aren't done that much anymore. Maybe. I like westerns that are like horror inspired, though. I like horror based westerns. Um, I have a story concept that I've had in my vault of ideas for years now. I should probably share it with you guys one of these days. I don't know if I'll ever get to do it. Okay, so I'm gonna add this shadow there. I have a rough draft on the space western. There are asteroid miners. Oh, what's up, Toon? Magnificent was a great redo. Was it? Was it really good? Because Betty says, I like westerns and I'm not an old man. So peace out. Oh, that's interesting. Mike, what do you think so far, man? You're not commenting on the art anymore. Let's see. That's all right. I don't have to comment. This is Mike Wallace's commission, so he's a little excited. I'm kind of just adjusting my camera a bit so I can get a little more of the art, so I can also see the comments as well. Yeah, I posted on Twitter. I think it was on Twitter. I was working on a commission this weekend into yesterday, a mini monger painting that has to go out for Christmas, so I had to jump on it and get it done. And so that messed up, impeded me from getting online like I ought to have been. But hey, what are you gonna do? Oh, that's a cool idea, Sierra. Supernatural Westerns, you did the best two Supernatural Western commissions. Oh snap! This looks poster size. This is 11 by 17. You out this with the writer spawn piece? I want to know the story. What's that now? You out? Out this? Did I out something? Am I outed? Am I coming out of the closet? I'm coming out. Bam, bam. I want the world to know. Man, a long time ago I did a cool. Mike, do you remember that old Jonah Hex I did a long time ago? I want to know that story. Oh, that's interesting. I don't want to know that story, Mike. That's not. Those aren't mine. I don't have a story to tell for that. It's Marvel stuff. Marvel and Farland. They can tell that story. That's their stuff. How dare you? How dare you? Yeah, with the Boba Fett helmet. Remember that? Thank you, James. I appreciate that, man. Welcome. Just kind of. This is. I was telling Andy was here over here earlier, and I was saying how this is very. This is turning into a very Bernie writes in peace, which is appropriate for subject matter. Let's see here. In my country, says Pablo, Argentina, Western were very popular, especially in comics. Lots of stuff made here was also published in Italy. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess that's true. I got to start thinking a little more globally when I talk about this type of stuff. I think sometimes I neglect the fact that there's readers and fans in other countries that don't always have the same market limitations that we do here in the States. But right on, I appreciate that perspective, Pablo. Thank you. Chris says there's a tabletop RPG called Deadlands that I think has concept that would work in comics and movies. Has a Western, steampunk, and magic and Lovecraft. Yes, I believe that I'm aware of that. It's a tabletop RPG. Do me a favor, if you don't mind, Chris. Can you send me or message me that title again, and maybe a link to something? I would like to. I'm interested in that. There are still quite a few Western comics being published. Really, James? Like what? Tell me about it. By quite a few, do you mean like a couple? Do you guys remember a comic called Deadlanders, I think it was, or Dead Rider or something like that? That was pretty cool. I have that in my collection somewhere. Mostly in Italy, says Urkis. Thank you very much for the comment. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Please, I was just I was on the chat earlier with Doug Knaples show, and those guys reminded me of something really important. If you guys don't mind sharing, hit the share button and share this out with your social media crowd. If you don't mind, that'd be awesome. You don't have to like, unless you don't like what I'm doing, then don't do it. But no pressure. But if you do like what I'm doing, by all means, hook a brother up. That'd be awesome. Like and share. That always helps, my numbers here and people, the perception at least of what I'm trying to do. It wasn't the better than the original, but it was good time. Max 7, that is. Yep. Okay. Commit says I shared it on Twitter already. Thank you, Cosmetti. I appreciate it. What up? Man, that's awesome, Cosmetti. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. So I'm just kind of digging deep here. Image has one out. Image has one out. Let's see. Bone Tomahawk with her. I have not seen that. I kind of do. Cosmetic, it always does good for me. I appreciate it. Trust me. Trust me. Word. I can tell my ink is almost low because it's starting to do a little bit of a flooding thing. This pen is awesome, but well, no buts. Actually, it doesn't. There's nothing wrong with it. It does have some limitations, but you learn your tool the more you use it. And there's a little bit of a tweak or a little hack that I'm aware of on this tool. Whenever the ink's about to run out, it'll flood a little bit. You'll see a little more ink coming out. That's because it's losing the air pressure back and forth. Kuzmeti the Valkyrie. Yes, hail, Kuzmeti. That's right. Hit the like button, guys. I would really appreciate that. Humphrey says they used to have a couple of Western comic strips in the Sunday Comics many years ago. Yeah, that was many years ago. Force One, what's up? How's the artisan life treating me? A little rough, man. A little rough. But I'm working through it. working through it. We are the world. Why am I singing that song? Why did I think of that song? You'd be surprised how tunes pop into my head. I'm kind of weird like that. Out of nowhere, I'll just think of a tune and I'll start singing it. Pablo Romero says, Eakers or Irkus, and they are probably being done by Argentinian artists. One of my masters used to draw comics for an Italian publisher. Right on. We are the children. Thanks, Uncanny. What's up, dog? All right, we got the house is getting fuller and fuller. I appreciate you guys coming on board. You guys are awesome, really awesome. So yeah, I was watching Tombstone earlier, and I do have to see that Bone Tomahawk. I'm gonna do something tricky here. I'm gonna invent something. I was listening to Stan Pro. I'm not gonna try to say his name. Protopenko. I don't know how to say his name. Proko. He did a little interview with Kim Jong Un, and it was interesting to hear him say how he doesn't do a one-for-one identical a translation of anything when he's drawing it. You know. Do your my hero. I'm hoping to one day be able to make my living off of my art one day as well. Oh, I'll tell you, it's hard, man. It's hard. I'm going through it right now, man. I know I don't want to keep beating you guys up with the old news, but think of it, plan it well, man. That's all I can say. Plan it well. But yeah, it's not impossible. It's just tough. Make sure that your family's on board, your wife, everybody's willing to do the same thing, because it can be challenging, to say the least. Let's see. I keep thinking I'm missing stuff. My favorite of the Italian Western comics is Tex, which they get Chuck Dixon to write, and they translate his dialogue into Italian. Ooh, that's interesting. I like Blueberry a lot. How's the Soul Diver project coming, Sierra Whiskey? Actually, I mentioned this about a week ago, or last week sometime. I'm putting that one on hold for now, for an opportunity to do another older, more well-baked story. Um, I'm actually have to contact my co-writer on that one. I created the character, but I need some help writing it. So we've kind of announced it, I guess, but I'm tapping Mr. Antonio Bryce of brand fame to help me out with that. By the way, any tips on keeping the brush from clogging on Pentel color brushes? Mine keeps getting ink dry and cleaning them is sticky. I don't know. I've never had that problem. Hex says envy is not from God, but man, I'm so jelly of your inking. Oh, thanks, man. Don't envy, man. It's okay. How is the product line, the stickers, pins, black and red stuff going? That's going good. It's going slow, but it's going good. Andy and I just discussed that tonight as well. I meet with Andy at least twice a week, to talk about what we're working on, and what, he's also my art rep, so he helps me with this. And right now, commissions are an important part of my diet, if you will. So I'm putting a little more energy into these right now. So I've had to kind of put a lot of stuff on hold. That's kind of the downside to doing art for a living. You're a slave to whatever you gotta do. Tara and I was talking about how challenging you guys' situation is. She's probably changing her career path after 11 years. I was like, go for it. Yeah. Listen, I encourage anyone to pursue what they love. Just understand the risks. That's all. It's not going to be like it was, and you know, it's okay. You just have to really understand what you're getting into when you do it, and it can be super, super awesome, a blessing, because my life is a blessing. I literally live on the mercies of God every day, and by His grace alone. That in a very spiritual sense, but also in a very real world, physical world sense. I don't always know where all my money's coming from. So part of the strategy is to, and I'm also kind of in a weird spot. Like right now, I'm kind of in the middle of putting things together and also producing stuff, and just kind of going into all that. So I'm in a weird spot where there's a lot happening, but it's kind of like a scary time because the time it takes to produce anything requires time I could have been using to create other commission art. So it has its challenges, but it's definitely rewarding. When it goes good, it's great. When it's rough, it's rough. The stories in the works, are they going to be digital or books? Okay, so Force One, thanks for asking that. So what I am planning on doing is doing a crowdfunding campaigns to produce my stuff for Indiegogo. This is for the people who have been supporting me, who supported my Black and Red book, who this is for people who are collectors, right? And then there's going to also be in that same campaign a digital presentation that I will have developed, and that will be something that I think will be fun. I'm definitely excited. I don't know if you guys heard the news about Shonen Jump moving on the 17th. They're going to launch their new program for $2 a month. They're going to release all their stuff digitally, which is going to be amazing. Gilly, what's going on, man? Gorgeous jokes, man. You know your way around the Western. Stay clinging on to God, man. The calm will come. Yeah, trust me. I've been there when the calm has been there. It's just, you know what it is that sometimes you forget. And it gets easy to forget stuff like that. So, what are you going to do? I'm just going to chill. Just going to chill, deal with it. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. See how I get this guy almost Han Solo boots? Kind of, sort of. Let me see what's happening in the chat here. Oh yeah, right on, jump, Sierra. Let's see. Lab says, "Hey there, my brother. Last minute update. Can you work out a darkness hand on the left hand that hasn't been inked yet?" Yes, I can do that. I'll have to draw that real quick so I don't forget it. Blockhead says, "I'm signing up for that too." Yeah, man, I'm signing up for it too. What are you talking about? I love the idea of digital comics. Love it. Love it. Love it. I don't know if you guys care about it, but I love it, and it's something I've been uber supportive of over the last 10 or so years. I wasn't always. I used to say, "No way, man. I would never." But the more of these comics are available, I find myself enjoying that presentation, or at least the portability of it. You can almost carry your whole catalog with you. Digital comics are the way of the future. I agree. I tend to agree with that. I tend to agree with that. That's Andy, guys. Just so you know, that's my business partner, Andy. Everybody say hi. Hi, Andy. I'm in when your Indiegogo campaign gets rolling, digital or otherwise. But then, thanks, man. Well, I'm working out the details right now. I'm talking to Antonio about how, what are some of the successful opportunities they've had during their campaign, trying to make the best one possible altogether. So we got some plans, kids. We got some plans. All right, everybody saying hi to Andy. Please say hi to Andy. Give that guy some love. And also, don't forget, he's going to be doing his own channel soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll let you guys know when it happens so you guys can watch his stuff. And we're going to be we're really working hard to kind of build a better mousetrap here and build a community amongst you guys and other people. Max Hammer jumped on and says, "Just tweeted you, but I'll say it here also. Andy just sent me a preview of my commission. It looks freaking amazing. Thank you so much." Oh, right on, Max. Thanks so much. Right on. All right. That comes, you're awesome and ship really fast. Oh, yeah, that's my man. Sierra Whiskey, Andy is cool. He's awesome to work with, and when you're hitting up Elliot for commissions, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hi Andy, yo, the Lab Comics. That's right, that's right. Yo, it's awesome. I love it. 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 That's me talking. I'm over here talking gibberish. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Who's afraid of the big black bat? Right now I'm listening. I'm playing. Should I mention the movie? Can I mention movies when I'm listening to them in the background? I'm not watching. I'm just listening to it. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want the YouTube police to come get me. The YouTube. It's okay. The YouTubes. All right. So I'm gonna stop there with that. Go. Hello, Andy from Chris Evans. Gilly Wright says, Andy, what's up? Everybody's giving love. Snot711 says hi. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Very cool, very cool. All right. I'm going to go ahead and unhinge this here so I can be a little more flexible with where everything goes. Lafayette, what's up, dog? What's up? Everybody needs an Andy. Mm-hmm. Don't tell him that he's gonna blow up his head. His head's already big. We don't need that. This is Estacada saying, I'm your Huckleberry. He needs a darkness hand. I'm just gonna draw in. I'm drawing in what might be the darkness hand. Let's see. Right on, and he's cool because he talks to us. He doesn't forget his customers. Elliot. So what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, Toon? What are you trying to say? Let's see. Bear says, I had a question about diet. Well, I don't know about that. Do you feel, after feeling the changing effects of diet, that your art is also affected by a healthier lifestyle for the positive? I guess so. Possibly. You told us to blow up his head, though. I did, right? He needs love, though. He needs love, not blown up. $32 plus a Pepsi voucher at Arby's. Oh, snap. He's back. Lafayette is back. He's not whack. What up, homie? I'm still in my dining room right now. That's why I didn't solicit with an invitation to the show. But thank you for stopping by, brother. I'm going to make up the armor for darkness. Let's see. I've drawn this before, but it's been so long. Right on. All this love going on. Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. The Love Boat. Soon you'll be making another run. The Love Boat promises something for everyone. Set a course for adventure. Your mind on a new romance. And love won't hurt anymore. Let me just do this quick shift over so you can see what I'm drawing there in the corner. Oh, thank you, Cosmetti. Yep, that's right. If you haven't liked the show yet, please hit like. Also, don't be afraid to share. If you find this share worthy, I'll take that as well. Ding, 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 Now I got weird tunes in my head. I got action movie tunes. I'm kind of excited. I wanna spend a little time watching The Big Lebowski on Netflix. It just came on this month, so I'm down with that. Uh, no, not cool to know. Love Boat theme song. It's not cool that you are able to name it. Elliot, this isn't your description. This isn't in your description. No, what's in my description? Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see here. I'm gonna. I'm gonna go ahead and give him the sleeve, but his arm is morphing into that metal. See that? Yeah, Elliot, his house. What's up, Rodwell? Are you going to launch another art book, IGG? I want to. I want to. I sure want to. Um, what do you think? What do you guys think about another art book? I think there's room for another art book out there. All right, be cool, Andy. Watch out. I'll back it. Put it next to the first black and red. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Oh, thank you, Max. I appreciate that. He would buy another one. He loves my work. Thank you. Gilly says, the comics, take care. No one feeling. Because says, yes, I'm always up for more. Oh, snap. Uncanny says, since I didn't get in there on time for the last art book, Hades, yeah, another art book. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Ah. I hate when that happens. It always scares me. I always get startled by it. It doesn't scare me. I just get startled. Like, oh, it hurts. I'm gonna have to tweak that out a little bit. Could you make a perk where you could get it and the first together? I missed out on it. Well, I can't, Chris, because I already published that one and that one's done. However, in this next thing I'm thinking about doing, I'm considering launching for the Kame Boy Otomo. I'm thinking about doing that as a releasing it as a PDF under the digital version. So we'll see. See if that's something that people are interested in. Let me see. Yeah, it'd be tough, James, because then I'd have to reprint it because I have a couple left, I think, were a couple of extras that maybe are for uh, were for damages, but they're not very good condition either. Long and short of it is I don't have another, no plans to republish or reprint it because that would cost me a lot of money. Um, I love some of the commissions you did for other people. Would those ever show up in an art book or as prints, or is that not kosher? No, I've considered that for a possible second book, but we'll see. Blockheads, Elliot, let me do a blockheads model for your new characters when you're ready to promote your book. Oh, I would love that, man. That'd be cool. Just do book one as a digital add-on. Yeah, that's a way to do it. That's a way to do it, or the way I think. I love how cowboy boots have evolved over the time. I don't wear them myself, but Pickety Witch, the Pickety Witch. Who's afraid of the Pickety Witch? Let's see here. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna have to replace this cartridge soon. Do a book of cowboy cats sleeping in show boxes. What? Is awesome, Elliot. Have you seen the Bigfoot Bill and the Cecil he did? Pure gold. No, I have not seen that, Blockheads or Sierra. I haven't seen that. I might have. I don't recall. All right. How do you keep your blades so sharp? That is your brush tip. Shoe boxes. Gotcha, gotcha. Um, my, well, this particular one is the one. This one, these don't go really bad because they're nylon. So unless you're doing some hardcore, like if you're inking on sandpaper or something, it shouldn't affect it much. I was working for a while on uh, on vellum surface, and it it'll tear up other tools, but this tool is really champ, man. I cannot complain about this at all. I love this thing, and you can see I have this tape on it because that's to let me know that this is the one that I've used for all this time. Let me see. I'm missing anything out. I'll give that a spin for sure, Blockheads. I feel like I have seen it. I wonder if somebody else posted it. Did Doug post it? I feel like he may have. I'll have to check it out. It does sound very familiar. Your name sounds familiar, so. Let's see. Oops, sorry for the earthquake, kids. All right, I might need to move around a bit here. All right. I'm gonna throw a little love in here. A little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. And the world. Gus Tyler Bush says, "Hi, Elliot. What pen is that?" Oh, gee whiz. This is a Pentel Pocket brush pen. Pentel Pocket brush. This is just my tape on there. Bravo says, "I sent you a message on Twitter with a fan art for Comet Boy Atomo. I hope you'll check it out." I will, Rob. I'll check it out. I don't always remember to check my Twitter messages, but I will do my best to remember this time. Sometimes I forget. Well, I do get some sort of notification, but I don't always recognize that. Thank you, Snot 711. I appreciate that. Yeah, I did the black and red book was successful. Would like for it to be a little more successful, but we're working on that. The trick to all this stuff is like what Doug and Mike Miller and Ellis were saying earlier, and Rusty Cage. I like that name. That sounds like the Soundgarden cartoon. The song. I'm gonna break my rusty cage and run. Anyway, building that audience up and then finding ways from there to keep people informed as to what you're trying to do. That's always a big part of everything. So we'll have to see how that all works out. All right, so um, using this technique that I'm wielding here, if you will, is this isn't really a technique necessarily that I can describe as such. It's really just me using a style that was very popularized in the 1970s and 80s for comic books. Artists like I mentioned him earlier. Bernie Wrightson used techniques like this. A lot of I should say, feathering. I was in the Wild West mood because of the Westworld season 1. Then SJW season 2 ruined it. Chris Evans, sorry, Bear. Chris Evans says all this talk about cowboys and cowboy cats makes me think of an American Tale. Five-O Goes West. Oh yeah, I remember that. That's weird. I do remember that. Somewhere out there, love can see us through. Anyway. So yeah, so this is a technique. This feathering technique was popularized then. It's not as popular today, although I see it just depends. A lot of certain people will use it from time to time. Chris Evans says, Sierra Rusky, I'd love to see that logo commission. What's going on here? I think I missed somebody say something here in the chat. Ellie, you should put my logo commission in the next black and red book that will sell big bucks. Which logo was that? This is one logo that I always think about. Which one's that one? Help me out with that one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wait, yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of the right one. I've done a few. Yes. Yes. Well, I've scanned most of that art. I don't know if I have all of it scanned, so God willing. I don't know if I scanned everything from the black and red commissions either. I hope I did. So I'm just coming up here under his left thigh, trying to make room for... I'm not even sure I'm doing this correct. I just basing this off of memory, what I saw on Kurt Russell's boot. I'm not sure if it's anything in particular. I'm faking it. I don't know. Oh yeah. I know which one you want. Does he the one with the dreads? Yep. Yeah, the one I always think about is the one I think I did for. I did on Twitch a long time ago. The logo. All right. So. All right, let me zoom out a bit so everybody can get a better view as to what I'm working on here. I'm not going to be able to do all of it tonight, like I said earlier, but I'll do my best to get as far as possible. I'll let you guys ask me more questions. Let's see, there you go. will have to. I do notice also that this ink on this smooth plate is darker than on when I use vellum. Interesting. Very interesting. Never noticed that before. We got some great news. Well, not it's old news now, but some friends of ours had their baby, and the baby's getting bigger, and they live up in Tennessee. We're planning on Nashville. We're planning on possibly, hopefully, I want to go up there this summer. Get to see Antonio and Doug. It'd be great. It'd be my honor. Right. He's wearing a shirt here, but I don't know if I've got it right. I should make him bare chested. What do you guys think about that? Dun 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 You know what? You guys ever? This is gonna sound weird. I'm gonna say it anyway. You guys ever wonder, like, you see all these lives? Anybody have a crazy story of watching a live stream where something didn't go right for the artist live? I've told you guys a story about the time I fell asleep once on a live stream, but anybody have a story like I always wonder, man, I hope I never get sick where um, like I throw up on the art or something like that. Wouldn't that be crazy? That'd be terrible. That would be terrible. Terrible. Like incredible. Terrible. Let's see. Thank you, Bear. I appreciate that, man. I'm going to adjust that later. That need to be a little higher. I'm going to also black this out a bit here, down here, the base of his coat. It's going to give me a little more to work with there. All right. I have to come in with some white and take some of that out. Pickety Witch. The Pickety Witch. I like this movie, Sleepy Hollow. It has a thick Christmas vibe to it, even though it's clearly not a Christmas movie, but it almost works as such because it takes place around that time. And whatever, that's how I feel. See, I think it's like a musician mostly. The musician knows he made a mistake, but the fans don't realize that, of course, musicians don't fall asleep on their drawing boards. That's funny. Well, there was that time. So I think Barry, you were asking me this question earlier about the tool. I own several of these, and I'm always testing out any of them to see which is the better one. This one by far has been the best one overall. There've been other ones that have some cool stuff. I have one that's a nice one, but it keeps flooding. Like it's maybe the bristles aren't too tight enough, and when it was manufactured, and I try not to use that one. James says a friend of mine sneezed all over a commission he was working on while live streaming. He had to start over because the customer was in the chat. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, that's bad. That's a hard one. That's a hard one to swallow, for sure. I guess the moral of the story is, you know, don't draw when you have a cold. It's coming together, huh? It's coming out pretty good. Oh, my art looks like chicken scratch, so I'm sure an Elliot fan's original sneeze would be acceptable to me. That's funny. That is funny. No, we won't worry about that. I won't do that to your piece. Let's see here. All right, looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm really happy with it, actually. Let me see here. Do this other crease here, and then we'll bring the boot down a little better. Let's put that in there. I bought a drawing from someone that I saw on a live stream, but when I got it, it looked like it had been crunched up, thrown in the trash, taken out, and ironed or something. Oh no, that's terrible. Keep it down. Try and watch YouTube. Chris Evans says the snot gives it character. You know what, Lafayette? You so crazy. I love you, dog. So, all right, just checking on you guys. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so I kind of like this. I like where this is going. All right. I was gonna add black to these boots, but I think for now, I'm gonna have to hold off on that idea pretty much for a while. I like this guy here, the top hat. It's like a, what do you call those guys? No, the guy, the dude that would make the coffins. I'm gonna add this little crease here. Is it Inspector Gadget? Was it? Which channel will draw on Quarter Beyond? I think it's gonna be the Undertaker. That's it. I think it's gonna be on Mike's again. I think he's back to action now. do you think me wicked? I think I'm gonna put on Penny Dreadful for a minute, for a while tonight when I work. Xeon, what's going on? I'm doing okay, man. He's to work on the benefits for the winner. What? To work on the benefits. Let's do this here. Little darkling hand on his sleeve. I'm starting to come out of my depression. Good, man. I hear you. Oh, on the benefits for the winter. I gotcha. I gotcha. Nothing much really is starting to come out of my depression, Ellie. All right. Let's see. I'm just trying to eat. Good, good. My Bear says Jordan Quarter needs better benefits for the winter. I agree. I do agree with that. James, sorry, I got to, what? Okay, got to get some sleep. Nice chatting with you. All right, James, be good, man. Well, I mean, he doesn't have to do anything, frankly. It's his show. He can do whatever he wants, but. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and include the hand there so I can keep inking past that. This is a commission, yeah, yep. True, 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 that's right. Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. I gotta be careful as I have the armrest there. Sleepy Hollow. My dad he was planning on buying property up there when I was a kid. He thought he was going to buy real estate in Sleepy Hollow. I used to think, oh, that'd be so cool. It's haunted. Mutt man, what's going on, man? This is, thank you, Zion. I appreciate that. How much for this commission? It's a lot of work. It's an expensive one. It's an expensive one. What do you call it? Oh, it's supposed to be Darkness as a Western character to kind of go along with the Western Ghost Rider and Spawn I did recently. All right, I like that. I'm gonna give this a little chink, a little think, a little chink in the armor there. Let's see here. Draw that there. Is this a cover, bro? Because it looks like it. So, pro, thanks, man. It's not a cover, it's just a commission. But it's cover quality. Okay, so fan commission of the darkness. Yes. Bootleg VHS Friends season 3. You're so foolish. You're so foolish. Okay, so I'm doing trying to do some ornate, decorative elements to this armor. He has armor. His hand is turning into. It's going. What do you call it? Darkness, I guess. I don't know what the proper term is. He's morphing into the darkness. I don't know. Whatever. I remember when this came out, man. I was so stoked. I remember I was in the middle. I was still in art school when it came out, and I brought it with me to the class, and I was reading the comics instead of working on my project. Oh, look who's foolish now. Okay, so now I'm going to draw in the segmenting. I'm not even sure that has that there, but I'm adding it because I like it. I was also checking out your Black and Red series on IG. One of my friends is a huge fan of it. Right on, man. Thank you, Zion. You were in art school in the 90s? Is that right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right around the time I got married, actually. I got married at the end of my time there. Yeah, man. It wasn't an art school. Art school. It wasn't anything sophisticated by any stretch. It was a commercial art program that I took at a local uh, vocational college. I ended up getting an associate's in science, but it's nothing I can transfer. So, so if I want to go back to school, oh well, whatever. I think it was '96. Pretty sure of that. I got married in '96, so it was late '90s, mid late '90s. Right now, it's tough, especially being self-taught. Everything is different. Yeah, that's true. My man says art school in the '90s was way fun. Yeah, yeah. It was a different time, you know. Different time for sure. I forgot he has like all these cool lines all over the place. Very, very scaly. 1596. Wow. I was in 95. Jesus. I was one in 95. Oh man, stop it. I don't want to hear no more. I feel old. I'm already. I don't. How can I feel old? I am old. It's okay. It's okay. I'll buy that for $1. I'll buy that for $1. Lafayette, you're about as old as me, which makes me happy. Or maybe a little younger. Only because I wanna. I need some company with my misery. So even if you're younger than me, I'm gonna say you're still old, just so I can feel better. Yeah, I like this already. This is cool. I'm not old, thank you, Zia. I appreciate that. At Art School 95, right into a job. I was fortunate. Oh, right, 3D Robin, how you doing, man? Yeah, that's about that right at that time. I was already out of the army, and I joined the army in '91, got out in '93, and worked for a while at an insurance company in the mailroom. And then from there, I started working. I went to school at night, and I got a little degree, which helped me get a job. First job out of school, I was working for a company that did the decorations for restaurants like Shells, Carrabba's. This is before Carrabba's got really nice. Um, what's the other one? The Australian one, Outback. And then from there, there's other stuff. Joe Benitez took over the art, stayed great. Yeah, it was pretty good. You know, I saw at the comic shop, I saw the used bookstore I was in the other day. I was born 96 too, 1796. Wow, wow. You were Back to the Future? 1896. I saw a comic that he worked on called Wraithborn, which looked cool, man. Like it held up pretty nice considering. Interesting, interesting. I'm not sure, that I would get it, but then again, I don't get a lot of stuff anyway. I'm your Huckleberry. It's an awesome movie. I love that movie. One of my all-time favorite movies. My own father. Let's see. Sian says, I like the way you have extreme control over the brush. Must take a lot of practice. Sounds like I should check out Darkness. Darkness is cool. It's weird, but it's cool. I had that one, says Acevedo. It's okay. Um, Thank you, Zion. It's you gotta. I'm drawing very carefully with the tip of the brush, and so as I'm barely. I'm not pushing heavy at all. I'm just letting the brush do the work for me, and that's really the way to do it. Yeah, Lafayette. I don't. I probably wouldn't enjoy the book. Like I said, I don't read a lot of comics anymore. But I like the art still. Some of those '90s books. I'm not a big fan of '90s comic art though. A couple of characters came out in the '90s that I enjoy, but most of them not so much. We talked about that before, I think. Yeah, you just Xeon, you just kind of graze over the image. Xeon, and it's difficult because you really need a brush that has a really nice fine point. So you're drawing with that fine point instead of trying to. I'm not using the side of the brush at all. This is where brush control is about understanding your tool and knowing where to apply pressure when you need it. Now, if I had thought about it, I probably would have started this. I would have done this hand with a pen instead, or a crow quill or something like that, just so we can have a different texture from the rest. But as it is, it's not terrible. I might switch over now. Actually, let's try that because it's looking a little floppy. I don't like that. There it goes. Oh, this is 08. I need a 005. Where are you? 005. Here you go. I'm right now switching over to the micron. Let's see what it says. I like the perspective on this drawing. Oh, thanks. I'm doing this because I really want this to have almost a mechanical feel to it. So I'm switching to a different tool. So that there's more of a there's a little more of a rigidness to the line, which helps when you're selling something as metallic or robotic or something like that. He has a Dope join that hex vibe. Well, thanks, man. Thank you, Bear. I normally use a point 0.1 or 0.05 and 0.3 the most. These, well, that depends. Like right now, the detail I'm working on is very small. So I will use the best tool for the job. That was my mantra for 2018. Served me well. I don't always do it, but I try to remember that because that's an important means to success in any illustration is having the correct tool, the best tool you can use for the task, you know? Like I say, it'd be, you could use a screwdriver to drive a nail, but it's probably not the most effective tool. And so instead of beating up the back end of a screwdriver, just get a hammer. It's that sort of thing. Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Zena. See all these cool. Also an organic nature to the armor, but it still has to feel like armor. So that's why I didn't mind switching tools. And normally I wouldn't. I would try to draw everything with the brush, but that's very proudful approach. There's no reason to do that. And creating for yourself more challenges than is necessary. See? See there? That's fun stuff. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little texture while I'm at it. Up there. Thanks, Bob Vila. You know what? You shut your mouth, mister. You just shut your mouth. Alright. Okay, so I think okay. Thank you, Bear, for sharing that. It is part of my full-time gig. You're absolutely right. Yeah, thank you very much for that, man. I appreciate you sharing that. I do have a Patreon that, not a Patreon, a PayPal. I do have a Patreon. And but if you are so inclined, you can just give me a tip, and that'd be awesome. I can use some gas money. I take the kids to school in the morning every day. Helps quite a bit, guys. It does help quite a bit. But, you know, do what you can if you will. And if you don't will it, don't do it. I don't want any regrets. Okay, so I've kind of come to the end of my... Well, I can do some of the Darklings, I suppose. What do you guys think? Should I move on to the Darklings? Did anyone ever mentor you in your artistic journey? Z, I have had a lot of mentors. Most of my mentors mentored me in business, but there've been a couple, man. And most of the people that have mentored me didn't even know they were mentoring me. I was just watching them, you know. They would share things, and I'd just be paying attention to that sort of stuff. You know. So, short answer is yes, and sort of. because I spend a lot of energy listening to people, you know, giving me advice on how to approach things about professionalism, the importance of expedience and that sort of jams stuff. Um, I guess am I a guru now? I don't know that I'm a guru, guys. I appreciate that though, but I don't think I am. Also notice when I you see me twist and turn my brush head a bit. That's because I'm sometimes I get a little bit of a, like if you're inking enough, this brush tip will start to kind of get flat, right? So it's not a bad thing. It's just that it's just what happens to any bristles, any hair. If you're using natural hair brush, like a Winsor Newton Series 7 or something. But what do you call it? But sometimes, no matter what, how good a brush may be, you're gonna get a point where it starts to like turn on you, or like get real. What do you call it? Well, it just flat. It just get flat because you're pushing down the bristles, and I'm just like right now I'm pushing heavier on that. Let's see. Um, when do you typically use Tuesdays from 4 to 6 p.m.? And did you get it online from Ireland and art? Can I just pretend to draw it, but have someone else do it like Milli Vanilli? Yeah, that's a good idea. The advice helps goes a long way. It's more than my mentor is giving me right now. Whoa, well, I don't want to take away from what you're trying to get from your mentor, but let's see about this. All right, what I'm doing here is I'm going to give him that tie that they wear. They used to wear like this in the Old West. It's more of a gentleman's thing, I think, but it wasn't too unpopular. Maybe he's a gambler. I don't know. You know, Estacado was kind of a gangster, so maybe, or is a gangster. I'm not sure if he still is or not. But this will give him like a Wild West version of who he was, with the proper dress. I'm your Huckleberry. It never occurred to me that Doc Holliday was from the South, a Southern. That's why I talk like a Southern, like from Georgia, from Nashville, Tennessee, or something like that. He's a I'm your Huckleberry. Oh God, I love that movie so much. Here we go. Uh, Thank you. I'm his mentor. Thinking about, I'm so sucking at mentoring. You are my mentor, Lafayette, in many ways, actually. You don't even know it yet. One day, before I pass, I will share it with you on my deathbed. Remember that time you said this? It mentored me. Pickety Witch, the Pickety Witch. Who's afraid of the Pickety Witch? So I'm going to go back again, knowing that I didn't want to do this in the first place. I'm just going to add some little lines here to kind of give it a little more of like a organic metal something or other. I'm going to do maybe. Yes, Lafayette is an artist as well. Just not a very great. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Gosh, Lafayette, why are you getting so mad? He's great. He's a great artist. Okay. Guys, if you know anyone who dig an art drawing talk, there's throw this live, the stream to them and the share. That's right, man. Listen, guys, seriously, if you can share this, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Working on Fortnite commission. Oh snap! Did you see the new Fortnite figures that are coming out? I don't know where I saw that. I think I saw it on the ad on YouTube. It was cool. The the Black Knight looks awesome. I don't know anything about that game. My son works on it. Tom, what's going on, man? Right on, right on. See, like I need a little more reference on that gun. I'm not sure what to do with that gun yet. Dude has had to depart for a little bit, but I'm back. The illustration is looking incredible. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that, bro. I'm gonna do some more feathering, shading, whatever you want to call this, down here on the pants. I know nothing of Fortnite, but the toys are way cool. Yeah, these are the Bear. Those are the ones I'm talking about. Undead Left Hand. It's supposed to be like darkness. Oh, I didn't put the claw. It's supposed to be the darkness. These are supposed to be the little darklings all around them. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to start with this guy because he was the first one I drew. So I mentioned earlier that this brush was about to run out of ink, but see, because of how I'm using the brush, notice I'm not doing a lot of filling. I'm not filling anything, so I'm able to use whatever's left in the reservoir, use it more sparingly, and it gives me a little more life from the ink. You know, does that make sense? Like I have a little more use out of what's there. But I can tell it did its flooding thing, and now it's like I'm gonna have to start inking over lines over and over again because there's not enough ink anymore. So that's how I'll know. That's how I know I'm almost out. But until then, because there's always a little bit left, even if it's just some in the thing. Yeah, I'll show you in a second. Here, maybe let's do this. See, it's already empty. So there's still ink in here throughout the rest of the brush. So in there's still ink flowing. It's just not in here anymore. So I have to go into my pouch of magic tricks. This is my Zelda bag. And I have with me a little thing full of these extra reservoirs for that particular brush. Put that one there. That's a full one. Okay, put this back in my pouch. This is my portable set. I keep one of each of the tools I would possibly use for any given thing. That way, in case I'm somewhere at a con or something. So I'm going to be careful not to put this right on top of my art because I don't want to do that. So I'll take the scrap piece right here, do it on top of this. Right? See? Vacío, empty, right? I'll put this to the side, and I will take this one. It has to read Pentel FP10 from Japan. And I will push that in there, and you gotta wait for the click. Ready? The snap. Boom. Now it's on there. Ink is flowing. This is like Ghostbusters. All right. I'm gonna take this off again. Ellie the Magician. And everything over the piece. Thank you, P.S. Melter. I appreciate that. Something else I noticed. I'll do this. I also know they don't have enough of a. This is more of a fold in his pants around the crotch area. Hey, I caught a rewind today, and I wanted to mention because there's not so much we disagree on, but you're totally hard on Infinity War. LOL. I love Thanos. He's not conflicted. He's cray cray. That's right. I think we agree on that, right? Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a. You know, I'm not. I'm not mad at the movie. I just don't care. Part of it, I think, was because I didn't really feel any urgency because I knew these guys. Like when that movie came out, I was very aware that there was a Spider-Man coming out or something, or so I wasn't afraid of uh, Thanos killing Spider-Man. I knew that wasn't going to happen. Now, if they kept it like that and Sony continued on, that'd be weird, and that would have been that's interesting. But I'll tell you what, I'm really excited about Into the Spider-Verse more than anything. Didn't think I would be, but I'm not a big fan of Miles Morales, but I'm becoming one based on this movie. But I'm not crazy about him in the comics, as I'm not really crazy about any of those comics, to be honest. I'm just gonna go ahead and black this out. That looks silly to have that there. I keep looking into my phone to see how it looks there because sometimes that smaller pic does the same as kind of the whole thing when you kind of like step back to see it better. The new Avengers trailer racked up hella views on YouTube. I heard. Maybe. Again, I'm okay. Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's good. I mean, I'm just not. I have to wait and see. I got a funny feeling that this is the. I've mentioned this before. Who knows? I think this is the Captain Marvel may just mark the end of the Marvel universe, cinematic universe as we know it. I got a funny feeling that's gonna be it for me for a while. I'm gonna have to earn my trust after this one. And that sounds crazy, right? Because I haven't seen it. So to be perfectly fair, I don't know if that movie's good or not. But it doesn't look interesting to me at all in those trailers. Here, I'm gonna zoom in a bit. More manga anime. Such in a rush that even my kids are no one died, Dad. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Spider-Man 2. Yep. Here, I'm gonna move this back a bit so you can get a better look at what I'm doing here. Now that I have a full reservoir, I can ink a little faster and fill in more of the stuff. So I know how much. Let's see here. Have you had more talk with Bryce about Atomic Comet Boy? You mean, or have you ganged up with the other guys for early 2019 campaign? What do you mean by that, Tommy? I don't know what that means. Close up time. Yep. Love that having that little guy right on. Wait, what Atomic Boy says Bear? That sounds cool. I'll have to show you guys. I swear that live streams are the best. Aquaman, people, a fun action-packed adventure movie. It's like Thor Ragnarok times 100. It's a blast and over-the-top underwater craziness. Oh, I can't wait! When does that come out? thought I had some art here. Oh, I do. Hold on, Bear. I'll show you guys some of what I've been developing. The art style is not final. It's just me conceptualizing, so it looks like a certain way. I thought I might try this art style, but I think I'm going to stick with my big and juicy, kind of the same technique I've been using for Soul Diver development, and what I anticipated in doing for that book as far as art was concerned. Here, I'll show you guys in a second. In the meantime, give me a minute while I... Hold on. Excuse the noise. Let's see, I thought I had it here. Let's see. The story is actually called Comet Boy Atomo. I'm going to share this with you guys as well while we're at it. Talk about that for a second. What did I do with my drawings? Hold on. I think it's right here. Oh yeah, here we go. I have a lot of stuff here. All right. Before I go any further, let's talk about this for a second. I love how you've mastered so many styles that you have to nickname them. That's funny. It's terrible, actually. I'm hyped for Aquaman Lafayette, so it looks like fun. I like Thor. I love Thor. All right, so this is my mini monger style for mini mongers. This is a thing I do with Andy, so I can get my light better situated here. This is a satin finish. Not all the stickers will have that, but this, I'm going forward, I will. Or I'll just keep them like this, I'm not sure. But we have different sizes of Batman. And these are some of the stickers you're gonna be able to buy on Big Bridge Designs. So this is a 2-3 inch figure sticker, and this one's a different one. They're all UV coated. They're gonna be awesome to put on your stuff. Check out Ariel. Oh snap. I love this one. I love her, just love her. Let's see here, what's going on in the chat. Aren't they cute? I love it. Those mini mangas, those aren't mini mangas. Yes, they are, Zion. P.S. Melter says, I'm done with movies till next year. Dragon Ball Super Broly and Elite Battle Angel are my next two before Avengers. Oh yeah, that comes out early, yeah. I need those Batmans and Zion. Stickers, buttons, bookmarks, and keychains. Not bookmarks or keychains, but pins. I'm doing enamel pins as well. Chibis, yeah. So that's this. And this is the Deadpool on the unicorn that is also available on bigbridgedesigns.com. So if you guys are interested in something like this, Merry Christmas. Buy it from us. Good stuff. In the meantime, on this side of heaven. All right, so let me just show you a little bit, guys. So I debuted this on here last week, I think. I've been developing characters for another story idea that I have called Comet Boy Atomo. Comet Boy is a superhero character that it's been part of a story thing that I've been developing for a long time. So, let's see, Deadpool, love it. Got pins too. My God, need money. Someone, and they're really inexpensive, Zion. Just check out the site, bigbridgedesigns.com. Let's see. Drawing Kingdom, Mr. Monkey says, hi. Well, welcome, Drawing Kingdom, Mr. Monkey. I'm glad to see you. So this is my character. Again, very, stuff, very cool stuff. This was going to be the design I was going to go with. Antonio's really excited about this design. I don't think this will do well as an Indiegogo campaign for comic guys that are as part of that particular demographic. But this might be something I'll do as a backup store or even a digital version of it on my Webtoons account. So look forward to that. This is kind of like the approach, the general approach I think I'm going to take to the art. This is I did this on the computer. I just printed these out. So this was one of the colors here. There was a white and silver concept there. Let's see, just subscribed, and those are so good. Thank you, Draw Kingdom. I appreciate that, Mr. Monkey. This was a weird interpret. This is like something from McDonald's. And then these are the two. This was the original color scheme, but I really like this one. And there's something about it that makes me think of Egyptian, which makes me like it even more. So that's kind of where I'm at. These are concepts beyond that. Again, I'm planning on keeping Greek god too. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's actually, maybe that's really what I'm thinking, but for some reason I keep calling it Egyptian. And then what this is, I was just drawing a bunch of scientists that might participate. So these might, unfortunately, they're not as exciting to look at as the Soul Diver art, because Soul Diver art was much more about, just this character doing crazy stuff. But again, more of that kind of stuff. So Go Atomo, working on getting my website squared away for it. John Malin, who controls the milk controls the universe. He who controls Lord. Let's see, gotta go, but I'll be sure to tune in more drawing vids from you. Peace. Take it easy. Concepts look great, dude. Thank you, Xeon. Gold yellow. Gold yellow? Bear? You mean the white and yellow? Did you ever think of doing a short animation of any of your characters on YouTube? I definitely thought about animation, but I couldn't do it myself on the white and gold, though. That's what I'm thinking, too. Greek guy. Okay, so let's go further. He stays a kid, though, right? Yeah, he stays a kid. The milk. I'm still Team Soul Diver. Yeah, that's still going to be developed. I'm just pushing that back a little bit while I work on something with another Comicsgate creator. The source of the milk. Werewolf milk. Stupid. Oh, Lord. What's up, Malin? How you doing, brother? I'm a little tired, so I'm not that enthusiastic right now. But Malin Militia's on here, right on. Moi, perfect. Thank you, Crazy Lizard. Malin Militia. Join quarter tomorrow, Elliot. Don't run. I was told I wasn't invited by Mike because I said kick Blacklist Universe. So we'll see. yeah. So it's gonna be cool. And this was if you saw this drawing I did over here. This drawing over here was like a weird interpretation. A simplified interpretation of this character there. Anyway, so that's that, and that's what I got cooking right now. I got a lot of stuff cooking. All right, so back to my dude here. For those of you who don't know, you at odds with Miller? Why he won't let you? I'm just kidding. We were just goofing around earlier. He just crashed the party. I think I will. I'm always a fan favorite, Sierra. I don't know, man. I don't think people like me anymore on there. Do I have a character called Captain Apocalypse? Is that a cool name? Maybe. Depends on what the character's about. Is that Red Rooster 2020? No, it's not Red Rooster. Thanks, Comics Legend. Justice for Elliot. Mike Miller will pay. Thank you, Lafayette. We haven't talked about it yet, man. I gotta talk to you. It's been a while. All right, so I'm gonna do a couple of these for the sake of love. Doing it all for the glory of love. The night is shining on a long time ago. All right, so like I said, I still need to come up with some better reference for my chair and such, but I can start working on these little guys right now. I'm gonna push this light back a little bit because it's right in my eyes. Malin, you still there? I appreciate you, brother. I'm glad you came by. Thank you. Mike Bear says I call ahead to have Mike Miller, Malin, and Elliot Fernandez. Blue is allowed. No, no. The rules are no black and white, but I am. I'm the Rowdy Roddy Piper of Drawn and Quartered, and I love it. I'm not gonna lie. Are you going to open commissions for fleshing out character designs? Kind of been doing that a little bit. So if you're interested, Sierra, just contact Andy at thelabcomics@gmail.com. She has a wolf inside of her. She can blow stuff out of her head. Can do wicked stuff. Oh, that's crazy, crazy lizard. Let's see. What's the character's normal name? Greg, Johnny, Pizza, or Lafayette? I like the last name, but Pizza. John's right about milk. God, this is looking awesome, but I gotta go stream myself. All right, Xeon, be cool. Great chatting with you again. Next time, I'll draw along with you later, bro. Right on. All right, tomorrow I'm gonna make my kids watch Karate Kid and not remember why. Hilarious. Love the art style. Thank you, Comics Legend. Who is Johnny Pizza? You don't even know yet. John Malin says, we're drawing Disney princesses. You should have that advantage. Why? Why should I have the advantage? Until I skank mine out and steal the win. I'm gonna have to start doing that. Getting my crowd. I don't have much of a crowd though. All right, so I'm drawing some of these little darklings. From a long time ago, just the time I was seeing the day. Take it to my castle far away. All right, so I'm just getting hot and heavy on this right here, right quirk. Right quirk. I'm just gonna black that out. That's stupid. Why would I leave that open? Although I gotta start thinking about that more often. Maybe leaving room for colorists to do stuff that I don't normally leave. I try to do everything with black. You know what it is? I grew up at a time when everybody would say you need to keep everything as readable as possible, even if it was just black and white. Now it was weird to hear that because nobody ever published black and white as much as they do now, unless you were an indie creator. And so maybe, I don't know. I don't know about that. Mike won't invite me, but it's because he doesn't know me. I'll fix that. Yes, yes, you will. What's up with that Instagram crowd, Elliot? Can you get them to cross over? I'm trying to, Sierra, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Stream once a week. Because I stream once a week. Who streams once a week? Me? Let's see, Mike. Let's see. Crazy Lizard said, I know I should think of one project at a time, but I got another story idea. Well, I got 15 story ideas, Crazy Lizard. Don't worry about that. No, colorists bad. You're talking about colorists are bad. But yeah, I always learned that you're supposed to get the art to a point where it was readable in black and white, which I still subscribe to that view, but I don't think a lot of people support black and white comics on these crowdfunding things. So I got a lot to work on. I'm working on it. So I'm also thinking that maybe I can leave stuff a little more open to give colorists room to work and give myself a little less aggravation, I guess. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I suppose. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Cecil, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Chris Evans says, you have a loyal fan base. I'm torn though, because I don't drink the wolf's milk. You can be part of everybody, man. It's all good. Cecil says, what's up? He does. Chris Evans says, Cecil. And P.S. Melter says, drawn and furry. Whoa, 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 whoa. Team Black and White. Oh, hey. I like Black and White. We got to shut down the furry menace. Y'all so foolish. I can hear your dog cat in the background. Maybe I'm just hearing things. No, you're just hearing things because there's no dog or cat. Cecil says, Hail Cecil, Wolf Pack Rep, Malin Militia, turn twice, turn often. I don't know what's happening here. You guys have developed quite a bit of language, vocabulary, words that I don't know about. I know. It's a Malin Militia thing. I get it. Let's see. The Black and Red Army will rise. Word. All right, so I got a little gremlin guy right here. He's like, these are called darklings. So I'm gonna throw a little shadow against his face underneath there. And he's got an ear. Well, I'm gonna do the edge of his cheek there and more ears. See, that was done to draw because you can barely tell what it is. Point of diminishing return. That's what that was right there. The milk must flow. I won't drink the wolf milk. I won't. Black and Red mini comic. Yes, please. Black and Red mini comic? There's no characters for Black and Red. Black and Red is the art style, not the concept. So I'm gonna throw in a couple of finger doodles over here. All right, I think I'm gonna also, I like doing this kind of reflective black on stuff like this because it makes it look like it has a satin finish. So I'm gonna go also get that to the edge so it creates a little base of tone there. I really could go the other way as well, but I shan't. I shan't do it, my friends. I shan't, but I will extend this further is what I will do. Half-ass publishing, I like that name. Some kind of relationship between the wolf and the milk. I don't remember how the wolf milk thing started. It says Uncanny Kodiak. We must fight the war campaign, Elliot. Fight the war campaign? What are you talking about? Lafayette says, I have a character idea, so wait, I have another idea, but first let me tell you about another, and after that, holy smokes, finish one and I'll color it with my new Crayolas. A black and red art style short comic Ashcan. Oh, you know what's funny you say that because I was looking. I have a book. One of my favorite mangas is Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira, and I bought the Otomo book. It's this book all celebrating Katsuhiro Otomo's art and effort in that comic. Man, nothing but black and red in there. I never saw it like that. I was like, oh look, that color scheme everywhere. Akira. The story I was thinking of is that guy dies, then turns into a dog in real life. Dog heaven. I chanted earlier. I am the source of the milk. John, you so crazy. I think I want to have your baby. I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Cecil says, I got a Cecil and Shreddy mug today came out awesome. Oh, that's cool. Cecil still here? We gotta talk, man. What happened? We gotta chitty chat. We got a chitty bang bang over here. What's going on? All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. All right. All right. War campaign will sour your milk. What do you call the milk shadow on the second moon? What? What? Cheese? I don't know what you mean. All right. milk turns into cheese, doesn't it, John? So can we also bring in wolf cheese? Is that like this goat cheese? Can we have wolf cheese? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with that. Why we can't? I don't understand why we couldn't. Cecil can't type after 9 p.m. The bourbon makes it hard. Let's see. Bear says, Elliot, the wife needs me to help with a kid. Might have a fever on hand. Might have to be. All right, man. Be good, brother. Stay safe and God bless you. And take care of your kids, man. It's Dune references. Cheese goes into the coffee. Oh, cosmetic. You got me. Tommy Zarkinen says Akira and Alita were really awesome back in the day. When I started reading manga, not sure how Alita will be in as a movie. Me neither. But I liked Ghost in the Shell. A lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was fine. Cows never landed on the moon. John says, Cosmetic, don't drink the apple cider vinegar for it. Is Rose own water? Oh, nasty. Wolf burgers, please. Ugh. Oh, so nasty. Y'all so nasty. Mm-mm-mm. Let me draw a little something there. Let me come back over here. All right, so I'm gonna keep on loving you in the meantime. What? Lack wolf intolerant? That's funny. That's funny. Lafayette, you're the man. Lack wolf intolerant. Is lack wolf like I lack wolf milk? Is that what's going on there? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. All right. Okay, so I like this guy mucho. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Three Robins. Wait, no, let's see. Okay, bye. See you next stream. All right, take it easy, Crazy Lizard. Naruto out. I don't get it. Sierra, I made it. Blockhead says, I'm going to give to Cecil the cell, but I don't know if there's a good mug site online to do fulfillment. Sierra Whiskey says, Blockheads, I need a hero. Tommy Sarkis says, I mean, Alita went through real pain and suffering. Do not know how it translates or if I even want to see that happen to a real looking kid. Ooh, I know. Isn't that crazy? How you can accept certain things in anime or in comic books, but once it gets. But then there's something funny. Like, I also don't accept superhero costumes. Like, why would Wolverine ever wear that stupid yellow and blue outfit? Stupid. I say it. I'm saying it right now. You guys may disagree, but it's stupid. Works great in comics, doesn't work great at all in real life. This side of heaven, in the meantime, oh. All right, looking pretty snazzy, looking pretty snazzy. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You know, it'd be cool. So they're all kind of, well, this wouldn't be cool actually. It'd be terrible, but just as a weird, ironic thing, I would like to do make one of the Darklings look like a pimp from the '70s, and then we'll see what happens. Mixed in with these cowboy guys. Now we're really genre bending. You guys are disgusting. All right, so I've got that so far. All right. Drawing the nose with the tip of the brush, the tip of the brush, the tip of the spear, tip of the brush. So, anyways, Uh-oh, train's coming. Anybody look at the those little robin creatures from Metal, whatever, and think, man, they look a lot like Darklings. A lot of guys that become werewolves eat wolves, so yeah, I guess it is high tea, says Chris Evans. Make one a luchador. Oh, Lafayette, you don't even know what's coming. Elliot, says Gus Tyler Bush, I would love to see your take on All Might from My Hero Academia. You want to see my take on All Might? Oh, that's so funny you should say that. This might not be what you're expecting, but I've... Oh, for crying out loud. Look what I have here. The little bags. You know what I'm talking about? These little bags? I don't know why I'm hooked onto my Christmas tree ornament on my dining room table. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, guys, things you can wear. Yeah, man. Check this out. It's one of those things. Put your stuff in it, and you can like do stuff with it on your back. And I also have one for Saitama. And I'm planning on doing giveaways with these. So you guys let me know if this is something interesting to you. Fix your phone. There I go. Shut up, Muggsy. So anyway, there you go. Shut up, shutting up. Let's see here. All right. So let's see here. How is it? Well, there you go, man. So yeah, if you are thinking that's an interesting idea to do as a giveaway, put a little comment there in the chat. Let me know. Let's see here. That's a great idea, Tommy. That's a great idea about putting in these kind of things. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Great idea for perk. I gotta write this stuff down. I tend to forget. Or send me a message, Tommy. Remind me of that, please. If you don't mind, that'd be awesome. Let's see if I do this. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. Subscribe to IG, YouTube, leave a comment, and turn on notifications. Winner will be randomly chosen. That's an interesting way to do it. But I get so many people, I don't know if I can get that way. The giveaway would mainly be to get your huge Instagram following over to YouTube. True, true, true. Was that Comics Legend had a great idea? What was your great idea, Comics Legend? Did I miss it? I don't remember what it was. You can get with this, or you can get with that. So I'd be sharing it on my Instagram, and then hopefully get people over to YouTube. I guess that's not a bad idea. I gotta take care of some other stuff though too before I do that. On my Patreon, I do art giveaways, but I haven't done one in a month or so a couple months actually. So I gotta get back on that. That's one of the tiers. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, because this is where it's at. Engine number 9 down the New York Transit line. Does Wild West and urban business describe 1940s crime mobs? What? That's a good question, I think. Does Wild West and urban business describe the 1940s crime mobs? Oh, I don't think so. Maybe not. Not with the oops, shaking earthquake. Sorry. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. So I'm just gonna I'm just throwing in some lines there because this guy isn't that developed. But I have to remember now that I have a guy with a hat here who's overlapping him. So I have to be careful that I don't draw over that. So anyway, why would you ask that question? It's an interesting question. I don't understand how I can answer that honest or appropriately. But I also understand what the context is of the question. Maybe that'll help me answer it better, I guess. Or just being ironic or something. I don't know. I can't tell. I can't tell anymore. I can't tell anymore with you crazy kids. Was there crime mobs in 1940s? I mean, was it not before and after World War? Well, according to, which I thought this was an interesting commentary, according to the movie Tombstone, the the uh, the cowboy gang was one of the first. I'm not sure if this is true. I have to check the history on that. But the cowboy gang would be considered one of the first. Um, what do you call it? Organized crime groups. So is that the same as a mob? I think so. Thank you, Tyler. What's going on, man? Let's see here. So I want to keep his torso there, his legs here. I'm just planning on blacking this out all along. I may have to add a little more to that, but for right now, that's good. Actually, I'm going to take that a little further there. Maybe even further up here. Maybe add a little more there. I think that makes more sense. I'm noticing how they looked and operated intrigued me. Interesting. Half-Ass Publishing says maybe one of the first in America, but organized crime has been around for centuries. That's probably true, Half-Ass. Because when it says this crazy kid has to go Betty bye. Oh, this has been fun and the drawing is amazing. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Ellie. You're very welcome. Because Betty, thank you very much for hanging out. You're always bringing class to my stream, so thank you for that. What kind of art direction you had for this piece? There was I think there was an art of the darkness sitting on a throne of some sort. So I that was given to me as an inspiration for the piece. And also there was Doc Holliday from Tombstone. So I put on Tombstone earlier. We had a cool time listening or watching that, and then doing this. The customer was very specific. Mike is one of my favorite customers. He's also has a very clear, well, usually pretty clear way of describing what he wants, and so I was able to do that here this time. Let's see. Do you think there's any difference needed in technique between left and right-handers? I don't know. I don't know. That's even a conversation worth having, to be honest. I mean, that's just, drawing is drawing is drawing. So however you get it done, if you did it in crayon or lipstick, it's the same difference to me. Left hand, right hand, as long as the art looks cool. Maybe the classic, don't ink left to right, but I tend to ink all over the place. So I have to be a little more careful when I ink. But so let's see. I've already created a tangent there, but I think this will be okay when I'm done. Worst comes to worst, I'll fill it in some other way. Okay. Let's see any questions here. You're good as drawer, but I'm scared on midgets magicians. He's scared or scarred on midget magicians. I don't know what to tell you. Is he a midget magician or is he the Undertaker? Gong. Okay, let's see if I can pull this off. I'm trying to create a negative or a positive shape. By positive, I mean like versus negative space, a positive space shape. And it's black. And I wonder if maybe what I should have done. This is a mistake I make a lot. I tend to over render things like maybe I should just cover the whole face in black, except for the smile and the eyes on this one. But then I don't know if it would make sense. I don't know. I like he's got the noose. All right, so I'm gonna go with that for now. What time is it anyway? I do have to get some rest. I have to take my kids. Oh, it's not tomorrow. I think it's Thursday and Friday this week. My son gets tutoring in the mornings on certain days of the week. So I go a little earlier. A lot earlier for me, and sucks to get up that soon, but hey, whatever. It's for the kids. I'm doing it for the churns. Doing it all for my baby. Do 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 do. Cause she's as fine as she can be. Do 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 do. Doing it all for my baby. For everything she does. Oh. Javier, how are you? Late to the stream. That's okay. I'll be on for a little bit longer. Doing it all for my baby. Baby, let's cruise. Away from me. So if you want it, you got it. Mhm. All right, so this is coming out cool, but it just occurs to me I'm getting that same problem when I draw these small details with the tools too big or too bold. Half-ass publishing. I love me some Huey Lewis. Oh yeah, love some Huey Lewis. Tommy Tarkinen says, "Is it? It is really good for me that you stream these. I start working these times morning in Finland, so you help me have good vibes for the day. Right on, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch over to a different pen, choosing my 005 pen. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want to be able to create textures and shapes and lines that are like these guys should be a little more grotesque. But because of the way that I use the brush, I tend to stay away from certain strokes and lines that I normally would include if it was larger. So what I'm attempting to do here is to give myself some room for some little more grotesqueness by using a smaller tool. The downside to this technique is that if this was being published, some of these details would never be seen on the printed page. However, if your goal might be to produce stuff for the digital market, you might discover that indeed these things would show up. So you want to keep that in mind while you're working. How is your stuff going to be presented? To what degree will it be displayed? You know, is it going to be a large format monitor thing where you see all the details or you can zoom in? Or is it going to be published physically on a normal comic page? So, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch over to a different tool yet again because this is maybe too thin. 005 is maybe too thin for what I'm trying to accomplish. So I'm going to go in and grab one of my pens, my Micron pens. It's a pen nib. It says PN on here instead of any number. And what that is this kind of, plastic pen tip. Very, very cool. I love this tool. It will create a different look though, which is okay. Oh, I grabbed the wrong color. I grabbed sepia, didn't I? Dope. That should not be in my collection here. I should have known better. That's okay. I will attempt. One of these is the one I typically use. Let me find that first. Because I have a new one. Yeah, I'll use this one. So I'll just ink over that line there. And what I like about this is that it gives me a little bit of a variety in the stroke. So I could do little heavier things and shapes and stuff. Do you aim for black and white image in the end, or do you think about color too? I'm only focused on black and white, but this is going to be a black and red. So this vest will be the red object in the whole illustration. But yeah, that's a challenge for me too. Again, I was talking about that earlier, how I was taught, discipline wise, to that I should develop artwork meant to be clear in black and white. So I don't normally think of color. It's always a secondary or tertiary decision that I make, which is not good because for mainly, in my opinion, for the purposes of efficiency, like I could be spending time doing these little drawing things that are going to be filled in by a colorist, that sort of stuff. So however you want to interpret something like that, by all means, go for it. Do you? Okay, cool. See stuff like this. Those are little nuggets I can throw in there that normally you wouldn't see. Now, again, someone might come behind me in a different stage of the process. Let's say someone's going to color that, they might use that as a tool to accomplish their next step. But we're just gonna back away from that for now. Yeah, I tend to approach these type of things too loosely, which is always something I lament. I'm not crazy about that part of my process. So hopefully I'll be able to do a little more to this. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't fill in that part there. I'm wondering why this looks so odd. So I'm also going to use this opportunity to use this pen to bring some boldness to some of these lines that are moving away from my light source, which is not perfectly defined, but it's defined enough that we know it's coming from above, that sort of thing. So I want to create some heavier line weights underneath the objects in the illustration so that it at least appears like there's some weight to the overall illustration. Again, not something you would appreciate right away, but in the long run, this is going to help the colorist, is going to help the whole presentation. See how I kind of get a thick and thin there? That's what I'm shooting for every time. Any comments? No, I think I lost you guys. All right. I really love this pen. My only concern is that, like anything that has a felt or plastic nib, it can dull very quickly. So hopefully you learn the techniques necessary to keep them alive and they'll serve you well. One of the advantages, says Tommy Sarkinen, Western comics have versus manga is the use of color, generally the details too, but as the big two try to save money, it seems that the color is what is left. How so? What do you mean by that? Are you saying that there's not a lot of line art anymore? Or it's not as good? Or what do you mean by that? See how that works? How it's much easier to manipulate this than sometimes the brush. But the brush is still a fun tool. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy it. I just don't know how often I can really employ that as a tool, a meaningful tool. Lafayette, man, must they all wear hats? Give one a mohawk a la Gremlins. No, I wanted them all. The request was to give them all some sort of Western, Wild West theme. So see things like this. I try to reconcile in the illustration. This guy's having way too much fun. Yeah, see now I'm getting to the part of the illustration where I'm gonna zone out a lot more because I don't have some of these things as well defined, these elements. So I'm kind of hoping that I'll get what I need out of it. So like his arm looks weird there, but I think it'll work. So I created a tangent here. That was dumb. Let's see. Yep, fake fever. I let the older ones watch Chucky's Child Play, and yes, they they scared the little ones. The big two comics, says Thomas Harkinen, art is not consistent. They're really good artists, but during the storylines, there are too much cut corners apart from covers. The coloring is well done still, which is nice. Uh, yeah. Well, I think that that's not an unfair criticism. I think you're making an interesting point that in a lot of these situations, um, because the art is rushed or their deadlines are weird or what have you, um, they're going to run into that sort of challenge. And so, yeah, it is what it is. It's I still like to buy comics from time to time that because of a particular artist or not. I don't always know who that artist who the artists are, and I find that they tend to be a little on the bland side for my tastes. So I sometimes may ignore. Uh, I don't know. Like I've gone to the comic shop on multiple occasions recently. The one I go to local to me. Oops, sorry. I just yanked on my cord here. And to be perfectly honest, I don't find anything on the shelves that I like, um, because I'm an art snob when it comes to comics. I'm a comic art snob, I guess. Tommy says, I cannot understand how the manga artists can survive with timetables I have here. They have. I've heard that they have. Well, it's interesting just to say that. One of the things that I do know about some of these, one of my favorite artists is a guy named Naoki Urasawa. And I watched an interview, even though I couldn't understand what it was saying because it was in Japanese, of him discussing his book, his process. So I could only watch what was going on, and I saw what made so much sense to me after I saw it. Um, a a studio where everybody works in the same space, right? Digital sucks personally. Everything is digital. It loses so much. I don't always agree with that, but you know, I just know you can't sell digital as much. Some people can. I'm not good at it. But anyway, in the what was I talking about? Oh, so I was watching it. He works at the head of the studio, right? Like literally at the top. There's like a podium, and he's got a chair there, and he works. And then all these other artists who I'm assuming are either apprentices or assistants, they work on other parts of the process separately. So there'll be someone who draws backgrounds and someone who draws animals and all that kind of stuff. And I was really impressed by that. I remember thinking at first I was like, oh man, but then I thought, yeah, how else do you get this stuff done and at the inexpensive price point? It's got to be you got to find ways to make that happen. It's just being sharp. So I don't know. I'm not sure if that helps at all, but in the discussion, but hopefully I've contributed something to the overall thoughts about that. very sure what a noose looks like. I'm basing this on my core memory of anything that remotely looks like a noose. It does not. Sorry. What are we talking about? It doesn't make any sense what I said. So, if I'm registering your confusion correctly, it's probably the way I put it. So the studio over there, Javier Salas says it. I agree, Kodiak. The covers Kirby, Dicko, and Ramita used to do told the story and made you buy the comic. Does it look like a not? Yeah. Well, that's okay. That's all right. We'll be all right. This is not. No one's gonna go. Oh my gosh, that thing doesn't even look like a knot. I mean, you could, and then I'd be like, whatever. Yeah, as long as it's an approximation, that's all I care about. Let's see. And then Elliot burned the piece and cut his ear. What? And then Elliot burned the piece and cut his ear? Huh? Huh? I guess I'm not trying to say all digital sucks. It's just too polished all the time. I want some grit. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. I like the way that Kanan does digital. He's really good at it. I find him to be exceptional in that regard. Kanan White's an excellent artist, digital artist. His stuff looks like it could be done. He found some cool tricks to make things look organic, but it can be challenging regardless. Let's see, Ellie, are you close friends with Steven Sanchez and Kermit? The video you guys did about the hand sanitizer was hella funny. That was a long time ago. Yeah, we're buddies for sure. Let's see, Lafayette, G, that does not look like a knot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care. It's close enough. Uh, let's see, just how you're taking art criticism like Van Gogh. Huh? How does Van Gogh take criticism? Is that a good thing? I feel like I'm saying all the wrong stuff. Okay. Hmm. There we go. Are you think so? Are you thinking Atomo is going to be the next campaign for you? Pretty much, Bear. Pretty much. That's uh, that's something that I have. I was sharing some of my stuff with some people, and that particular story piqued the interest of the co-writer, and we started talking about it, and we felt like that would be the a better one. Um, we just talked about it the other day. See, I could have used this pen for this piece too. Let's see here. Yeah, it's gonna be kid friendly for sure. I just took a nap. Sarah Whiskey says I just took a nap. Dude, that means I'm boring. I went to sleep and woke up and he's still moving. I fell asleep on Elliot. That's funny. What I meant to say was, no, it's too late. You said it. All right. That guy looks like fun. I'm gonna just adding a little extra something something in there. Okay. Let's see. I love the idea of Comic Boy. It sounds so wonderfully positive and fun. Right on. Thanks. I wanted to get my kids active into these things. Cool, cool, cool. Javier says, so do you do the con circuit, Elliot? If so, what's your commission totals for a weekend? Oh, I don't know. Sometimes it depends on the show. Sometimes I'll get a lot of commissions. Sometimes I'll get very few. If it's a small show or if it's in a market that's struggling, people are less inclined to spend, I think, shows like that. So I don't always get commissions at every show. Try to get them whenever I can. I try to make it simple, easy for people to do commissions. At a con, I'll do something called $25 10-minute sketches. So for $25, you get a sketch, and however whatever I can do in those 10 minutes, and I time myself, and it gives most people a price point that they can afford and manage, and it gives me also a project that I can do quickly for even though it's less money. It doesn't kill me in my time, so I can still be productive in other ways. So that's a little tip I give to people sometimes. As the fake writer on Comic Boy, I can tell you there will be no karate in the book, but Pimple will play a prominent role. Stupid. Sierra Whiskey says, LOL, I do 12 Hail Marys and 4 All Fathers. My bad, man. um, Let me see. So, Tommy, what were you saying? I'm curious now. You got me all nervous. How am I taking criticism like Van Gogh? I'm scared. I'm scared to hear it. All right. So, okay, this is cool. Yeah, you see how I've kind of, I don't know. I like it. I like it muchly. Did you cut off my ear? No, I didn't. Himps. Stupid. Oh, I see, I see, I see, I see. Oh, well, there you go. All right. I guess the implication is that Van Gogh may have didn't want to hear criticism, so he cut his ear off, I suppose. That's weird. Why are artists so weird? Why do we do stupid stuff like that? Just calling attention to ourselves. We're attention hogs. Speaking of attention, check me out on. That's funny. That grin looks creepy under there. All right, all right, alrighty then. I'm gonna call this guy clumsy, and this guy's Virgil. Virgil. All right. That's mucho bueno. Vincent Van Monger. There we go. See, like right here. Okay. Let's go with this. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. Have you save your ear and learn to draw or not? Okay. I don't care. Looks not enough to me. Get it? Not enough? It's too late. It's too late. It's too late, baby. Now it's too late. Oh, you really did try to draw now. But now it's too late. You wasting your time trying to make something silly look cooler. All right, y'all. Christmas shopping tomorrow. Got to go this time for reals. Merry Christmas. Make sure to sub, like, and share. Thank you so much, Bear. I appreciate you, brother. I love the right leg perspective. Put Andy on the bottom of his boot. What? He's so silly. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do. There's a snake in my boot. It's clearly not that. Is that what you think will make it look more like the darkness? I don't like that too much. Nope, don't like that either. Black it out. When in doubt, black it out. All right. It's too late, baby. Now it's too late. No, you really did try to make it. Do, do, do. Greetings from Brazil. Hey, File. Here is 345. I'm a big fan of you and your work. Well, thank you very much. How often do I live stream? I try to do it once a day, but lately, around the weekend, sometimes I will pause, spend time with my family. I know people don't like that too much, but it is what it is. I guess I should cut my ear off for that too, huh? 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 Sucker MCs? Dun, 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 dun. This is where I'm at so far. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I don't like this here so much. I need to add something there. Could use more Cecil. Cecil, Cecil, Cecil. Cecil, 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 Cecil. Hey. Thank you, Rodwell. I appreciate that. Hey. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maybe I should just black this out. I wanna rock with you, all night. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Sunlight, rock with you, all night. I'm gonna rock the night away. All right, so like this right here needs to be bolder because I have this character on the side and he's trying to tear up my silhouette. So I need to fix that. I wanna rock with you. I wanna rock with you all night. Sunlight would be cool RPG character again. This guy? Was he ever an RPG character? I'm unaware of that information. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add my shadow here. I'm going to take the plunge. I'm doing it, kids. Don't try this at home. I can always add a little. See, that probably could have been something I could have left for the colorist to do, but there's no colorist for this project. It looks damn good when I do it this way, so I'm going to stick with that. What type of erasers do I use? Well, I use, this is my basic set of erasers. Let me see. I have a mono zero for the small details, as you can kind of see there. Oh, that camera's let me do it. Anyway, it's called a mono, where is it? Mono zero. Can you see that? And then I use your Pentel. Man, I got a lot of Pentel stuff. This is your typical Pentel thing. As in, would be cool to play as him in an RPG game. Good combination of fun and grim. Yeah, yeah. This is your normal clicky thing. And then I have a medium-sized eraser so I have a little bit of, and of course I also use dry erase bag, and I also keep on hand a something a little for bigger areas like that. That's a gummy eraser. That's always a good tool. So yeah, hope that answered your questions. All right. Let me wipe this off here. I like this. It's coming out good. It's coming out good. You know, maybe I just black this whole thing out. You know, to help sell this sooner than later, I'm going to go ahead and add my red. I just need to remember to keep working on it. Someone asked me not too long ago about the ink that comes out of the Pentel Pocket Brush Pen, and I suggested that it sometimes would smear depending on it depends on how fast you're working. As you can see, it's not smearing at all right here, and that's because I inked this about an hour or two earlier, so it doesn't have any challenges being coming in contact with the black ink, so it's not creating any weird pools of dark red, or I should say not dark red, but blackened red. Does that make sense? Let me see. The red's helping out, huh? Wow. Oh, I stand corrected. I did do it there, but I also think I inked that later. So it might need the ink may need a good. I mean, that's pretty good. I think definitely Copics may affect it. I would say I would give anything at least an hour to fully cure before you start adding wet color like this over another ink. Especially if sometimes the ink might bead up on a spot and then it'll create other challenges. It won't dry right away. It'll take a while. This red color, if I was to do the little splatter thing I do from time to time, I have to dab it right away, and I'll give it a chance to let the pigments soak into the paper a bit, but I can't let it stay there because If I go back later, it will not be dry. And it's because of the, it's because of the, because this is not quite a, it's not a paint. It's like it is like a watercolor. Well, I guess it is watercolor paint. But all right, so that's that. I'm gonna give this guy a red tie to match his red vest. You barely can see that, but I might give him a red satin thing there. Not sure. I'm gonna put a little blood coming out of the cup. Little touches of red everywhere. Oh, let's see. Have you ever drawn on something other than paper? For example, a blank vinyl figure? I have, sort of. Not as patient with it. What is the price of that brush in a store? This brush? Maybe $10, $20. I get it on Amazon. The red is a great addition. Well, it was supposed to be part of it all along, so it's called Black and Red. Black and Red. I think I'm gonna add it to here. I think I am. So there's a little balance, at least, for the red. What did you just say, Rodwell? I don't know what that little thing means. All right. All right. All right. I think this is going to work for today. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Because you can see I still have to finish drawing the pistol. But overall, I'm pretty happy with what I have. Oh, you know what? I'm going to also... He's got one of those straps for his holster. There you go. Possibly. That sounds like a good idea. Are you doing more black and red books? Probably not the old one. I'll probably do a second. Like if this comes out good, I might include this in the next book. I like this so far. It's one of my favorite drawings I think I've ever done. All right. Okay. So what do you guys say? Let's see. Thank you for that. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, man. I speak Rodwell. It's support for black and red. I speak is support. What? I don't understand. I guess it's late for all of us. Cool. O'Malley, great as always. Awesome. Rodwell says he's loving it. Right on. Cool. Well, all right, kids. Thanks so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great night. For those of you who are interested, even if I can't make it, I would certainly recommend you guys check out Drawn and Quartered. Give it a spin. Tell me what you guys think. And Godspeed, you guys. Have a great night. We'll talk some more soon. Bye.